Alrighty, here we have another example of completing the square. That's super, super important process, which you have steps for. So, oh, I see. This little star thing I forgot to talk about in the other video. So this just kind of explains again that process. When we're actually completing the square, we're rewriting that equation so that it is a perfect square. The x plus b divided by 2 quantity squared, that is a perfect square. So that's why we're able to do that. Okay, first and foremost, you might be noticing that this equation is a little different because it does not have a y and it has some pieces on the other side. When you are doing this, it is absolutely essential that x squared is positive. I'm actually going to turn that into x squared must be positive. So in this example here, the first thing I'm going to start with doing is adding that x squared over. If this was the other way around and this was a positive x squared, instead of moving the positive x squared over, I would move the other two pieces over. No matter what you do, the x squared has to be positive, otherwise this will not work. And I'm just going to replace that there. You could put a 0 because technically x squared plus a negative x squared is 0. Or you can just replace it with a y or an f of x if you're feeling fancy. We'll use f of x this time. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 9x minus 2. All right, and so we're just going to go through those steps again. First step from up above was to group the x terms together. Boom, done. Second step is to find your magic number. The magic number. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. My b value in this equation is negative 9. So negative 9 divided by 2 is negative 4.5. And again, that negative 4.5 is essential because we're going to come back to that later. Negative 4.5 squared is 20.25. So I'm going to take that magic number and I'm going to add it to the inside of my parentheses. And to keep the equation balanced, I'm going to subtract it from the outside. Now I have f of x, and inside of my parentheses, I've got my trinomial. And the outside piece turns into a negative 22.25. Okay, working through the steps. I know, I'm a great singer. All right, next step, we took care of that. We're on the last step. Step 5 is to factor it. And remember, it always factors into whatever half of b was, which is why we did this magic number work off to the side, even though we're pretty good at dividing by 2 in our heads. So this is going to be x. 9, this 4.5 was negative, so this is minus 4.5. Quantity squared. And then just carry down your k value. And again, we could always go off to the side and double check that x minus 4.5 times x minus 4.5 is going to give us x squared, negative 4.5x, negative 4.5x, positive. And it will end up giving me what I started with. We could always double check it, but trust the process, my dears. Trust the process. All right, so just the last little notation, or not notation, but stuff to finish off. My vertex is the 4.5, comma, negative 22.25. My axis of symmetry is the x equals 4.5. And it was shifted down 22.25. Notice how I did it in double negative there. I said down, and that took the place of the negative. And to the right, 4.5. All that information just from a little baby equation.